Yo, what it do? What it do? I'm Ryals and I'm back just for you. Hey guys, hopefully everybody is having a blessed day. I can't complain about my day, other than I've been dealing with this damn neck issue, but got my neck wore out. That's besides the point. Other than that, I can't complain. I've been having a great day, enjoying life, watching the Cowboys make a bunch of transactions. Way different than anything we've seen the Cowboys do in any recent past. Are these big signings, though? No. They're not top of the market playmaker or game changing players. But what they are is they are filling needs with decent players that we need to fill voids on our team. So let's get into this. We'll start talking about this a little bit. Let me holler at everybody in here. We got Dee, Emma, Can't Run Man. I see you, Can't Run Man. You start trouble. What up? What up, Randy? Nemo, what it do? What it do? Can't Run Man, what are you doing? I see you up there trying to push the ladies all onto your side. I see you. I'm just messing. But I do see you. But hey, we're going to get into this here. Yeet. Yeet is right. Yeet is what the Cowboys have been doing this offseason. They have been yeeting this whole free agency. All right, so let's talk about this just for a second. Let's just talk about this just for a second. Normally, the Cowboys offseason, what happens is around this time, the Jones are vacationing somewhere. Last year, the Jones were actually vacationing in Charlotte, not far from where I live. But this year, that's not the case. Last year and years past, we haven't seen normally at the combine. The owners would be at the combines, and you might see like Jason Garrett at the time, or you might have saw Mike McCarthy one year. But normally, you don't see much of the coaching staff a lot. It's more of the scouting staff at the combine. But no, this year, the entire coaching staff was there. This year, before free agency hit, the Cowboys made sure to start signing their players, at least the ones that they knew they were going to bring back. And then free agency hits. We have a slow start to the day. It starts to look like the Cowboys are going to do nothing. And then before you know it, before the first 24 hours was up, they signed 3, maybe 4 people in that matter of time. And they have continued to keep adding on to that. Yes, we let Chauncey Golston go. Yes, we let Jordan Lewis go. Yes, we let Chuma Adoga go. There are pieces the Cowboys have definitely let go. And it's likely that we're going to let go of Rico Dowdle. Brandon Cooks, as he's talking about that he wants to come back, I don't think Brandon Cooks is coming back. That's just my opinion. I could be proven wrong on that, but I don't think with bringing Turpin back, because we did just sign Turpin, that we're going to bring back Brandon Cooks as well. Because I think at this time, by this time, the Cowboys see that those are 2 players that are one and the same. They may not have recognized that when they first brought Brandon Cooks in, because Turpin was still not getting enough playing time and not showing what he could actually do. But as the years have gone on, they've started using Turpin more and showing what he can do and where he's valuable at. I think he still has a large amount of untapped potential for being a wide receiver. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, we gonna get into this. What's good? Good as always. That's awesome. What's going on? Everything going. See, look, now can run man in here trying to play it smooth. Trying to play it smooth. But little does Can't Run Man know that we got the show. So everybody can see. You ain't pulling no wool over no one's eyes, brother. We see you. Everybody be held accountable. Everybody accountable. Yes, sir. Yes. Now, obviously, we just messing. We just messing. We just like having a good time. Phone's about to die. I'll be back in 30 minutes. All right, Nemo. Go get that thing up. Because we only got maybe an hour and a half. Probably somewhere between an hour and an hour and a half is about the length of the show tonight. I need to get some damn heat on this neck. It's just bothering the hell out of me. Yeah, you know that's how he does. I don't know why I called you Randy. We knew you were Alyssa. That's my bad, Alyssa. Mixing up your name on your dad's account. My bad. But yeah. Man, it's always smooth. I'm lagging. Hold on. Let me get my. It should smooth it out. Let me know if it gets better. Appreciate that though, Alyssa. Appreciate it. We'll go in here and let me pull up my profile because then I got all of. Did the lag start to clear up? Did it get better? It looks clearer on my screen here. Profile, pull it up. Witten. What did I tell you, Bob? It's good now. Sweet. Sweet potatoes. I don't know why. I gotta remember to just turn that off as I'm coming in. I don't know why when I try to stream off of my Wi-Fi, it deads it. It's just no good. Aw, look, X want me to be verified. How sweet. Let me pull up what we've gotten into. Should have my post on it. Let's see here, highlight item, media, light, plus. I'm pretty sure I've been posting all of my updates. Alright, well, that's besides the point. We'll still get into it here. So, yeah, the Cowboys yesterday, they went and signed Javonte Williams, running back from the Broncos. He's a young guy. I believe he's 24 years old. He's more of a power back. They kind of had a multiple back system over there in Denver. So he didn't get a ton of usage. And he's obviously a little cheaper than what Rico Dowdle was going to be. And that's kind of, in my book, the reason why they went with him. Because I personally think that Rico Dowdle would have been a better running back too. I think he could have been a running back too that would have been better than Javonte Williams. Now, I could be proven wrong here. I've seen some pretty good tape of Javonte Williams. It's just, you get kind of biased, and once you see a player do so much for so long, you get kind of biased in favor of that person. And Rico kind of has that likeness from me because I've watched him play. I didn't do a whole lot of watching Javonte Williams. So when the signing first came across, I wasn't impressed. The longer I learned more about him, I appreciate that. I'm glad it's fixed. But yeah, the longer I've watched this man and seen what he's capable of, I like the move. Do I think we could have done better? Yeah. But do I think that we are done with the running back position? No. I think that there's a possibility that he isn't even on the starting roster after training camp. I think that we still may bring in another back along with drafting one or two backs. I don't know. We'll have to see. This is a deep running back class in the draft, so there's a lot that we can have offered in there. How am I supposed to say hi when I'm not even here? I'll be crazy. I'll be crazy. I'll bicker about everything. But I've watched some of this Javante's tape, and for half the price of Rico, I think that he could be a very serviceable running back too. That's if he makes the roster. I'd give him a probably an 80% chance at this point that he's going to make at least the running back 2 spot on our roster. But that's way before we're bringing in anybody coming through. Guess I gotta go read your phone. Nemo, you good, brother? If you gotta go, man, you gotta go. You have a blessed day, brother. We'll see you here in a little bit. Let your phone get charged up. Alyssa. Y'all crazy. What up, Messi? Welcome in, brother. How are you? How are you? I gotta figure out why. I guess we can just go through the YouTube and look over there and see my videos on the players. But I had posted the links about all these players so that I had their details already lined up and I could talk more about them. And then I passed out for 30 minutes after I got home with a heat pack on my neck. I passed out sitting right here in the chair, and my wife came up to me. She's like, "What time are you going live?" Because I told her earlier that I was going to probably be live around 6 o'clock. This is 10 minutes till 6. I was like, man, let me get up. Let me get myself freshed up. Because I didn't want to wait until 8 o'clock tonight to do the live stream. I wanted to try to come on a little earlier than I normally do. What up, James? What it do? What it do? I wanted to tap in a little bit earlier because I only really wanted to do about an hour and a half today at most to go through this channel. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to pull up these players so that we can talk about them and we can get to doing what we do. We'll probably be on for about an hour and a half, Emma. Not much, James. What's good with you, brother? What's good with you? Just watching moves happen. Man, the Eagles secondary is going to look different next year, man. You guys like Gardner Johnson go in a trade for potato chips, as Carnage would say. Y'all let Bradbury go. Y'all let Slay go. That secondary is going to look mighty different. Mighty, mighty different. So we'll have to see how that plays out for you guys. I told you that I heard the front office of the Eagles say that the Eagles were going to look a lot different next year. We had a football game. We won 30-12. I had 5 INTs. Ah, damn, boy. You fibbing to me. Don't you be fibbing to me. If I congratulate you on that, you better have gotten it. But congratulations, brother, man. Hell yeah, it sounds like you had a good game. Y'all got the W. That is awesome, James. I'm happy to hear that. 5 INTs is wild, though. That is wild. That boy is throwing the ball at you. I know 49ers, I don't know what the 49ers are doing. It's not looking good for Melissa. You're absolutely right. All right, so let me pull up my shorts because that's got all the names. Wait, how did you get that one? But yeah, I've dropped a short 6 times today. I think that's more shorts than I've ever put out. I was just dropping short after short after short after short. I was like, man, Cowboys are making moves. Cowboys are actually making some moves. I mean, I'm over here trying to tap my laptop like a dummy. Why would I do that? I need to use the mouse. Bro, they got locked. What do you mean they got locked? Didn't mean to do that. I mean, you good. That's your bad. Just like MB. You said it. My bad. You good, brother. I don't know what you saying you didn't mean to do. Unless it was just that MB. Because I didn't see you say anything else since you left. Why? Hey, I'd say that Nemo came in kind of hot because maybe somebody else came in kind of hot. I'm not talking about you, Didi. Mr. Can't Run Man trying to convince people to persuade them against Nemo. Come on now. Can't be doing that. We ain't against each other. We for each other. We could talk trash and have fun with each other, but man, we ain't trying to divide each other. We are one community. We are not a one community of 50 groups. We are one community. We are a whole. Listen. Yeah, I did see that. I did see that. What up, host man? What it do? What it do? Hold up. Let me see if I can actually see a message. My friend say y'all. My friend says y'all frauds. Okay, what's your friend meaning? Who is he even talking about? Why wouldn't you just say that you said it? Because right now you're the one saying it. No, actually, she didn't bring you up. In the very beginning, Can't Run Man brought you up to start. Um, his I think it was his first comment brought you up. And then it started a little bit of talking about you, and then you came in and said, "Someone say my name." As Didi said, hopefully nobody starts anything today. And then he Can't Run Man said, hopefully not. Nemo is a troublemaker. So unpleasant to be in the chat with, which is messed up. It's some messed upness. Come on now. Y'all need to treat each other better than that. Y'all need to treat each other better than that. I hold everybody accountable. We are all subject to being corrected, including myself. 55 or that. I mean, I'm going to take my quarterback. I'm not going to rate what JD5 is until after his third season. I don't give rookie quarterbacks a stamp of approval. I just don't do it. I let them develop. I let them see what they turn into by year 3. Once year 3 comes, we get into that season. At that point, then I'm like, yo, all right, that guy right there, he's got it. That's him. Or I'm like, eh. Now my quarterback can get the job done. That's what matters. As long as he's got the pieces around him, he can get the job done. As long as he's got a 100-yard rusher, we can get the job done. That ain't a problem. That would be like saying your parents named you Canyon Man. When we all know your parents didn't name you Canyon Man. You picked that nickname from something. People use different nicknames for different things. I've seen crazy names for YouTube. But hey, and James, also, I don't know what Birds is. Birds needs to get in here and Philly Matt because I'm still hearing the rumors about A.J. Brown being shopped. I thought they went away. I heard it once previous to today. I heard it once. And then I read an article today. There was a new article, fresh off the press. And again, said that they were shopping A.J. Brown. Not that they were going to trade him. Not that they anything other than they have, they're putting the bait out there to see what kind of teams would offer them something or what they might get offered for him. Whether they agree to any terms is completely irrelevant because it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they are shopping the man. What up, back shots? What it do? What it do? What you got? I ain't saying anybody's starting stuff. I mean, I did a minute ago. If you're Dallas Cowboys GM, what would you do for 2 years? What do you mean, what would I do for 2 years? I would do what they're doing now, honestly, but I would probably have been picking different players. Honestly, I probably would have made that trade with Seattle. I would have gave them our 12th pick, our 170th pick. I would have even threw in Mingo, Flournoy, or Tolbert, one of them, for DK Metcalf, and then their 18th pick. And then on that 18th pick, I would pick Omari and Hampton. There's our running back one and our wide receiver that can be opposing CeeDee Lamb, a big body, high target for the red zone. But that's probably tired as hell looking. But that's what I would have started off with in here. Would have got my players signed. Micah Parsons would already be signed if it was me. I would have signed him to a $38 million deal to start before free agent, before Max Crosby got signed. I would have signed him to a $38 million deal. And honestly, if I could have talked him any cheaper, I would have, because I would have been trying to hold his feet to the fire that he said that it doesn't matter what he said this in more than one interview. He said it doesn't matter. What's the difference between 30 and 40 million? I don't see the big difference between 30 and 40 million. Now, if you don't see it and you don't want to be the highest paid player and you do want me to go out and get some pieces to help you, which is what I'm going to do, I expect you to be a man of your word and take it. So I would try to offer him the 30. I would offer him the 30, and we could work our way from there, whether it ends at 35. I think that a fair deal, though, would have been the 38 before Max Crosby got signed. I think the fair deal would have been 38. At this point, I think the Cowboys are not going to be able to get him for anything less than 40 because of the way they are dragging their feet with his deal. Had they already done his deal, we could have already had another $18 million on the salary cap for this year. And then what I would have did after bringing DK in, I would have signed him to a 3-year deal, lowering his salary cap for this year and kind of pushing him out a couple years and giving him a high guarantee. Now, after that, I would have been looking for a defensive tackle. I would have been looking for an O-line piece. And now the Cowboys have gone and picked those pieces up. Would I have maybe moved on a different piece a little sooner? Possibly. But we did pick up a swing tackle who's like 6'6", 330 pounds, a little bigger than Brock Hoffman. Now, Brock Hoffman, we know he's a fighter. We know he's a dog. That boy likes to get his hands dirty. He probably lives by the motto, dirty hands, clean money. I got a friend that does the same. He loves that motto. But Brock Hoffman likes to get his hands dirty. And There ain't nothing wrong with that. He's a fighter. You could see it last year in training camp as he was getting on people and not letting up. But we would have had a nice piece to had in camp to compete with him for that position. And then if not, he's a swing guard. Now we do have the left guard position pretty well summed up, having that we have Tyler Smith over there. But who knows what ends up happening, because if we don't find another left tackle and we don't feel like Tyler Guyton is going to work out, maybe he gets moved over. I don't know. I don't know. I know his normal position was right tackle, and coming out of college, we switched him as a rookie to left tackle. So I give him some grace on that first year. But this year, what I've heard is he's in the gym and he's working out. So if he stays on pace, but that wouldn't stop me from bringing in another piece to compete with him in camp. What up? You know the deal. We're not we're not ignoring free agency. You know the deal. We've signed. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Two of them might be ones that we are bringing back. We signed John. All right. All right. So we signed Javonte Williams. We signed. He's a running back. He was out of. Now he's probably going to be the RB2. Um, and then we went and signed Rob Jones, who's an O line swing tackle. Actually, he's the guy I was just talking about. The 6'6", 330 pounds. That's Rob Jones. He's a right guard, left guard swing. He can go on either position. So there's flexibility there with that. What up, Sarah? What it do? Back shots, what it do? But and then we went and got Solomon Thomas, who I think is actually a really good pickup for the D tackle position. I think Solomon Thomas and Odigizua will do much better than what Mozzie Smith and Odigizua did. And now I think that there's going to be more of a rotation in this, because I don't know how much better they're going to be, but I know there's going to be good competition at that defensive tackle position in training camp. So hopefully that iron sharpens iron, and they can get better and be able to stiffen up and stop in that middle of the defense. Then we brought Cavante Turpin back. At first we put him on a second round tender with like a $5 million cap, but a team could easily have came in and signed him for more than that, and then it gave us the second round tender. Um, but the Cowboys then turned around today and signed him to a 3-year, $18 million deal. And then I get home and I find out that the Cowboys also pick up Saints free agent. He's a defensive end. His name's Peyton Turner. I think he was the 28th pick in the 2021 draft. They're definitely making moves. Rotate that player flat. Hey, oh, what up, Shroom? What it do, what it do? Oh, I hope you ain't. We still have a lot of work to do. He actually makes back trick shots, though, Shroom. If you go look at his page, it makes sense. But it is crazy. I agree. I thought the same thing. And I had to go look at his page and be like, oh, I got it. I got it. But yeah, I don't look at any of these players really as a bad player. Uh, I think that some of them are depth, and then some of them are going to be in rotation. I think Solomon Thomas and Javonte Williams do get plenty of playing time. Peyton Turner may even get a decent amount of playing time. I'm going to have to go It should be coming back on. The chat, we should be back up over here. There we go. Yeah, we're back up. All right. Solomon Thomas ain't gonna be whacked. What you're misunderstanding, Messi, is Solomon Thomas is not a ideal pass rusher. He's a run stopper. He's a guy that's going to be in the middle. He's a pass rusher that's going to get you a bunch of sacks. He's always going to be in the middle of a pile. He's going to do the dirty work that helps the other people get the stats. You got to understand, sometimes it's not about stats for certain players. That's why this is a team sport. Sometimes one man needs to suffer so that the other people can do their job. You signed the Bills punter. Is that the only move the Panthers have made so far this offseason, Drew? Is it lagging again now, huh? Man, I don't know what's up with my internet today. We're going to have to upgrade our internet over here at this house. Windstream is not cutting it. It's making it hard for streaming. We are going to have to up it. But I'm going to be switching off of Windstream anyways. I'm going to be going to Google Fiber. Oh, he ain't going to be you got to understand, he's not going to be the main piece. He's not a main piece. He's a good pickup as a rotational player. He actually played pretty good with the Jets. I think he definitely helped their defense out. The Jets had a good defense, and he was a part of it. So, toaster quality hits different. And Messi and PPF does a very good job of grading players. Yes, 100%. But they're not 100% unbiased either. There's nobody that's going to be truly 100% unbiased. You're always going to have some perceived notion, especially if it's a player that you've heard of previous, whether you like him or don't like him. That favor could go in either direction. You just got to try as humans to set that aside when you're talking about grading a player. Yeah, he's cheap. He's cheap. I mean, he was 2 years for $8 million. It's $4 million a year. And I don't know what the guarantees are on that deal yet. So it may be really even less. No, yeah. I mean, you got to understand, though, Messi, it's still ran by a human. A human is still going to have favoritism. A human is still going to have, his opinion. At the end of the day, it's as unbiased as you can get, but that's anybody's opinion. The only things that stay unbiased are the actual numbers. The numbers don't lie. The numbers are always going to be unbiased. They don't lie. But how someone talks about a player or what someone writes about a player always is going to have some kind of preconceived notion. Boy, Carl Davis cost 12 million. Yeah, I mean that's where the Cowboys are saving running back. Rico Dowdle's market was like $6 million. The Cowboys went and picked up Javonte Williams for $3 million. Now Javonte Williams, you could say, is not as good of a back as if you're using him for a premier back as Rico. I think Rico would make a better premier back. But if you're looking for ground and pound, a power back that's going to come in and get the dirty yards, I think he does a very good job of it. And he can catch the ball. Sources say that 4 players agreed with the Panthers from the Raiders. eBay. Oh, the Chiefs do that. So y'all been making moves. Y'all been making moves, Shroom. I see that. I see that. But yeah, it's crazy. I forgot y'all had DJ Moore. I forgot all about him when he got drafted by the Panthers. Alright, so we're gonna go in here, we're gonna check and see what's popped up new. We can talk about. It's been like that today. It seems like every time I go to make a video about a player, I look back and somebody new has happened to been signed. So I'm just super happy for the Cowboys that they're doing stuff that they just don't do. The Cowboys just don't do this. They are generally not players, especially in day one of the free agency. The Cowboys are always like last minute, and they take forever to sign their own players. Now they are kind of dragging their heels here, in my opinion, with the Micah contract, because to me that should already be done. Morning, more. I got you. Do you see how perfect this was with this skin? More rain. I don't know who he is. It's not official yet. I got you. No, yeah, Messi. The numbers are always unbiased. When the numbers come out, those are unbiased. Those are generated by how the player plays. But the paragraph that you go to read, that paragraph that you go to read about the player, somebody wrote that. Somebody, it's their opinion. It's how they see the player. Now, you can call that unbiased, and it may be, but we don't truly know how that person, unless we know exactly who wrote it and we know how they feel about the player or the team that he came from, then we don't know how unbiased or biased that part of it really is. What up, Miss Pittsburgh? What it do? What it do? Another good free agent. They're talking about the Peyton Turner free agency. We're gonna go ahead and react to what Marcus Spears, he blasts the Cowboys for their staying asleep at free agency. Let's go ahead and check this out real quick. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What it do? What it do?
D-line help. And Solomon Thomas. Swagoo, good move for your Cowboys?
Yeah. I wouldn't be happy about that, Miss Pittsburgh. I would have rather have kept Justin Fields, to be honest with you. Really, even Russell Wilson, but I would have took Fields over Wilson at this point. And just rocked it out with the young player. I think he could turn into something great.
There's a relationship, obviously, with their D-line coach, White Cotton, coming over from New York Jets. But also Matt Eberflus, the defense coordinator. Hopefully, they get back to a more attacking style defense. A lot of catching blocks last year, a lot of non-aggressive on the interior. And I'll talk about the interior of this defensive line. They re-up Osa. on the interior who was phenomenal at pressuring and getting after the quarterback. Solomon should help in that regard. Maybe.
Yeah, I think Solomon next to Osa is going to be a good pairing. Now, we're going to see Mozzie Smith in there too, I'm sure. Whether it's the starting or how they run that rotation, we'll have to wait to see. But I think him and Odigizua next to each other, with the way Matt Eberflus calls his defense, I think is going to be very good for the Cowboys. And I think they're going to have a good presence in the middle of that defensive line.
To turn those things into some sacks. Obviously, Micah Parsons coming up, but it's a move. Thank God, it's the move, and it's a move in the area of his.
Now that's what I agree with. Thank God the Cowboys are actually doing things different, because that's what us fans have been wanting for. Us Cowboy fans have been asking for change. Well, now we're getting change. It may not be everything that we asked for. It may not be. That just is what it is. But they are doing stuff. We're so used to, as Cowboys, just sitting back and watching other teams get better. And we just sit there and do nothing. And we bank it all on the draft. And that's what the Cowboys normally do. Like I said, the Jones are normally on vacation at this time of year. They're not usually in there making calls, calling players. The Jones have been known to state this as a fact. We don't make phone calls. We wait for the phone to ring. And most teams don't call up another team and be like, hey, do you want my player? And most players don't call teams and be like, hey, do you want my services? That just don't happen. The team has to be what reaches out. And with the Cowboys not doing that in the past, it has showed that would get you nowhere. This year they are doing that. Are they getting top grade players? Not necessarily. Are they getting players that are going to fit good with the scheme on this team? I think so. So, as much as I wish they could do a little more, I'm going to give them kudos for what they are doing, because it is different, it's new, and we're just not used to it. So I'm just going to be thankful that we are actually getting players, and I'm going to hope to trust the process, because hopefully they got a plan. It seems like they got a plan. Hopefully they do. What it do? Landon, what's good with you? Why is messages getting deleted? Why you don't delete messages, Messi? Stop deleting messages. Let the messages go through. I'm going to pin them up. Make them show. We don't need to let people talk. You didn't get timed out. You didn't get timed out, Landon. There was no timeout. He hid your message. He hid the comment. He didn't time you out. There's no record of a timeout happening on here. Not that I see. It just says the message was removed. So, yeah, there's no timeout. And as you see, I'm talking to him about it. Oh, I guess he did. Why'd you time him out? Stop timing people out, Messi. Right now, we're not adding moderators right now anyways. That's going to be after the channel grows. When the chat is full of blue names, there's no reason to add moderators. Like, we don't need an entire community of moderators. That's just not how it works. And the moderators may change as the channel grows. We don't know how that goes. But you good, man. You good. But yeah, I mean, we don't need the entire community to be moderators. We just come in here, hang out, have a good time. Let's get back into this clip.
Defense that they terribly needed a lot of help, and hopefully they can get some production out of Solomon coming over with his D-line coach out of New York.
They did a move.
So it's a maximum value of $8 million on 2 years. So that's not the base pay. There's incentives, I'm sure.
They did that. Adam, what should we know?
Javonte Williams.
This is Javonte Williams agreeing to the 1-year deal.
There you go.
See, this is the thing that I wanted the Cowboys to do. I'm grateful that they are actually making moves, but I wanted them to go actually pick up. I didn't see it at first room. That's my bad. I didn't see it in the actual chat log. I saw the deleted messages, but I didn't see the actual timeout. But yeah, man, we got to chill out on timeouts and delete messages. Just let people talk. But yeah, now I lost my train of thought. Get back in the video. I'll get it back on my head again. They have a better Shroom, you ain't lying. The Cowboys have a lot of work to do before we worry. We're not worrying about Philly and Washington right now. The Cowboys need to worry about building their team. We don't need to worry about what they're doing. Philadelphia has no secondary no more. They got no Gardner-Johnson. They got no Slay. They got no Bradbury. All three gone. 3 of their starting cornerbacks gone. And their front office has boldly said that they're going to look a lot different this year. Okay. It's going to be fun to whoop you guys at Fort Field. We'll see, Messi. Just keep that energy. Keep that energy, brother. Make sure you're here on game day, because I'll be here. You know I'm going to be here. I'm going to hold my feet to the fire. Win, lose, draw, it don't matter. I'm going to be here. You saw me here all last season. Last season was horrid for the Cowboys. I didn't even stream those 3 years that we went 12-5. I should have streamed those years. I didn't, though. I came in and I started streaming, and we had a 7-10 year, so we'll have to see. Now, I've always made videos. I've always done clips and edits and shorts. I just wasn't doing lives. I don't want to hear no phony excuse, man. I busted my knee. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I see it coming. Don't make an excuse. You lay in the bed for an excuse to be made already. I'm playing with you, Messi. What up, Alan? What it do? But yeah, we're going to get back into this clip about Javonte Williams.
Running back does have a 1-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys.
What I was going to say. I wanted the Cowboys this offseason to sign players that were worthy of a 3-year deal. That way we can push more of their contract and give them a big signing bonus, and they have a low salary cap hit this year. And they be a good player instead of getting okay players at this price. If you go get a good to great player and you sign them to a 3-year deal, you give them a good signing bonus, you can lower the cap hit that year to as low as almost what a Javonte Williams contract is. You're getting the same contract, but with a much better player, and it's long term. Steve's coming back. Where's Steve at? Where's he at? Ain't seen him since the other day. We ain't doing no timeouts, though. We just got to keep it cordial and keep it pushing. All right, now it's for real. We're going to get back in this clip. My bad, guys.
The agent running back market is soft. Javonte Williams recognized it. I think he opted for the best opportunity not to wait around. Maybe there might have been money if he waited. Who knows? but he had a solid situation in Dallas. He took it. He played a game before at that stadium against the Cowboys, lit them up. I think the Cowboys probably remember that, and they jumped at the chance to sign Javonte Williams, which means Rico Dowdle probably now moves on.
Yeah, you've got something too going on with Leonard Floyd.
Leonard Floyd, who was released earlier today from the 49ers, is now expected to sign
Ravens got
with the
D-Hop.
Atlanta Falcons.
Damn, I didn't hear
And
that
so
yet.
The Atlanta Falcons, one day earlier, cut
Cowboys
Ravens
dragging their feet. They need to pick up a
and
receiver.
He winds up signing before the day is through with the Chicago Bears. Now the 49ers cut Leonard Floyd, and shortly after the wire hits at 4 o'clock.
The 49ers, I don't know what they're doing. They're going into like complete rebuild mode at this point. The 49ers are going to look drastically different. Which player on the market do I want on the roster? Hold up. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up overthecap.com. Computer being slow. That's good. That's a good deal. I mean, D-Hop's not going to be asking much at this point. He's going to be a second, third receiver. Yeah, you can charge your phone. That is a good deal for the Ravens. And is it fully guaranteed, or is that just the max part of the guarantees? Or the max part of the deal without the guarantees? Because it could be even less. He going to run the ball to him? Nemo, what's he going to do? Run the ball to him? Now, Cooper Kupp is much younger. I think Cooper Kupp or Stephon Diggs are coming to the Cowboys. I'm going to put that hot take out there. It'll probably be Stephon Diggs, but I would prefer it to be Cooper Kupp. I'd prefer it to be Cooper Kupp over Stephon Diggs, but I would take Stephon Diggs. I'm leery because he's coming off a torn ACL. His brother's dealing with similar things. Mingo's still a Cowboy. He's still on that rookie contract, Shroom. We took over the rookie contract. Cooper Kupp isn't a little old. Cooper Kupp's like what, 26? 27?
Like, I'm not lying. All the guards are going to surround
Cooper Kupp's not that old. I don't think he can't be older than 27. You want Kupp, Keenan out? I would take Amari back. We know he has chemistry with Dak. We know he has chemistry with our other wide receiver. I don't think that JJ's too much younger than Cooper Kupp. Maybe a year. What up, Steve? What it do? Oh, yeah. That's the other Steve. I thought you were talking about the Steve that's a moderator. All right, so free agency. Let me pull it up right now, see what's out there, what's left.
Hey, wait, and what if I join?
Look nice. Hey.
I know, I'll just spectate.
And I'm not just nice. I'm nice. I look fucking nice. It's good. I wish my neck was feeling nice, or I wish it was feeling fucking nice. Good. Late. I'm gonna play this clip a little more while we get into this. While I pull this up. Cooper's gonna be 32 years old. Is he? I mean, Kupp's gonna be 32. I didn't think Kupp was that old. I guess I'm wrong. I didn't think he was that old. I thought he was still in his mid to late 20s. Let me put it up by wide receiver. Where is it? Right there.
But, oh, lo and behold, Leonard Floyd has a new.
So Leonard Floyd expected to sign
Right, yeah.
with the Falcons right after he's released.
On there. They need somebody who's going to go levitating. This team over the past 4 years, there's really been nobody who's been worse at rushing the pass rush win rate. They have not been able to get this right at all. They need to throw as many resources as they can to get some juice off the edge.
We'll see if they continue to add anything else. Right, up next, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers. He's still on the board on multiple teams, but
we ain't doing timeout.
This is the second thing that's happened in a year within the organization.
Daniel Jones is signing a 1-year, $14 million deal with the Colts. All right, so we got the wide receivers pulled up here. Let's see what wide receivers are still available. Man, this thing's not updated because it still has the DK. It hasn't left the Seattle yet. But there's Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett, Hopkins is still on here, Mike Williams, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods, Josh Reynolds, Demarcus Robinson, KJ Osborne, Nelson Aguilar. We can take him off the board. DJ Shark. I think DJ Shark would be a quiet pickup. Tyler Boyd, ain't bad. Zay Jones, he's fast, but he's little. Zach Pascal, Elijah Moore, Nick Westbrook, Inky, Brandon Powell, Trent Sherfield, Rondale Moore, Justin Watson, Chris Connolly, Tutu Atwell. Tutu Atwell was re-signed. Never mind. Sterling Shepard's out there. Steven Sims, Deontay Hardy, Zacchaeus, Olamide Zacchaeus is out there. Scott Miller, Van Jefferson, David Moore, River Carcraft, Krell Hodge, Jamison Crowder, Josh Palmer. Wait, Josh Palmer's been signed by the Bills. Juju Smith-Schuster, Mr. I Can't Catch the Ball, Allen Robinson. I didn't know Allen Robinson was still playing. Noah Brown. We don't want Noah Brown. Justin Hardy, DeAndre Carter, Tyler Johnson. I mean, you get way down here. I don't think we're playing down here. That's too far down on the list. DJ Turner, Anthony Schwartz, Devin Thompson. Yeah, I don't think we're playing way down there. I think that the Cowboys are more likely to be up here with Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen. I would take Amari Cooper back. I would. I just don't know if the Cowboys will. They didn't end on very good terms. I don't know much about Deontay Johnson. Tyler Lockett's all right, but he's a small player. Mike Williams is decent. Brandon Cooks, we don't really want him back. Robert Woods is like a slower version of Brandon Cooks. Marquise Brown, he was re-signed. So, yeah, those are the top players that I think would go for the Cowboys, or the Cowboys would go for. That are a free agent for wide receivers at this point. Who's out there for running back? We still got Miles Sanders, Raheem Mostert, Jamal Williams, Gus Edwards, A.J. Dillon, Nick Chubb. Like, why didn't the Cowboys go after Nick Chubb? It says his current play for year is only $2.75 million. So he could have been offered $3 million and got Nick Chubb. Javonte Williams is who we picked up, and he's right there under Nick Chubb. They're like right back to back. But Javonte Williams had much more. Was Nick Chubb hurt most of the year last year? Would we take A.J. Brown? Yes. I just don't think that the Cowboys and the Eagles are going to make a trade with each other. Crazy-ass offseason is right. What up, Chiefs? Where you been, brother? Man, you ain't been here since we got the new platform. You ain't been. You guys have A.J. Dillon. Chiefs, thank you for D-Hop. I mean, he was only with the Chiefs for 1 year, not even a whole year. Who's you guys have A.J. Dillon? Who are you talking to, Landon? Did you see something just happen that I missed? Chase Edmonds, J.K. Dobbins, Jeff Wilson, Amir. I mean, if we want, technically, we could sign 2 running backs at the price that we were going to get Rico with. I agree, Carnage. Chubb came back. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was hurt. You're right. I thought so because it says he only plays 20% of the snaps, where Javonte Williams, who we picked up, played 52% of the snaps. And he's 5 years younger. He's actually only 25. I thought he was 24. He's 25. I agree. Honestly, I'd take him. Jamal Williams and the Saints or Raheem Mostert. They're going to demand a little more, but they're right there too. I can look up what the Packers are doing. Green Bay. Let me pull up Green Bay. All right, so the Green Bay, they got Aaron Banks from the 49ers. They got Nate Hobbs. So Aaron Banks is a left guard. They got a cornerback, Nate Hobbs, from the Raiders. They re-signed Brandon McManus. They re-signed Zane Anderson. They re-signed Aaron Mosby. They re-signed Emmanuel Wilson. Also Isaiah McDuffie, Bo Milton, Keaton Tolfert. Those are all the players that the Packers have re-signed or picked up. The Packers have been doing a whole lot of signing their own players. They re-signed 5, 6, 7 of their own players and 2 free agents. So they got 2 free agents, and then they signed 7 of their own.
Do you want to know what level to max out?
Peyton Turner, he's still young though, so I mean, I think he still has time to develop though. Carnage. I mean, this is going to be his 4th year in the league. He got picked up in 2021. He was the 28th pick in 2021. If he at least is a Taco Charlton, then he's all right for the money we paid him. I think for the money we paid him, if he can play a Taco Charlton role, I think that he'll be worth the value. We don't need a lot out of him. He's an edge rusher, so I mean, you got to think he's just replacing Chauncey Golston. He's got to fill the void that Chauncey Golston left. Nah, not a problem. Not a problem, bro. How are you going to block Nemo and Messi? Look up the Panthers. You want to know if it's different from social media? All right, yeah, I'll pull up the Panthers, what they've done this offseason. Carolina, where is it? Ah, damn, Shroom. They don't have the Panthers. Nah, I'm fucking with you. They're on here somewhere. There we go. All right. Pull the Panthers up. Drop Green Bay's. All right. So the Panthers have re-signed Austin Colbert, re-signed Andy Dalton. They got Trayvon Mulrig from the Raiders, the safety. They re-signed J.J. Jansen. They re-signed Tommy Tremble. They got Bobby Brown III from the Rams. They re-signed Cade Mays, and they re-signed LeBrant Ray. I think you listed all of that. I think you had all of that listed, if I'm not mistaken. I'll tell y'all how much I get. Any other teams you guys want me to look at on here real quick? Who's in the chat right now? I don't know where Didi's at right now. They just like to talk crap back and forth with each other. I think it gets them through the day. I think my channel gets them through their life, and the talking crap gets them through the day. Like I said, we got all the outcasts. We are the outcast of YouTube. We're all the people that none of the other channels want no more. we're all people that got banned off of other channels. All right, so I'm gonna look up the Ravens here. I'll look up Baltimore, and then I'll do the Lions. All right, so Baltimore, y'all have re-signed Ronnie Stanley, Patrick McCarry. You guys let go of. He went to the Jags. Chris Board, y'all let go of. He went to the Giants. Brandon Stevens, y'all let go of. He went to the Jets. And that's all it says that the Ravens haven't done a lot. Ravens have not done a lot. If they just signed a player like just now, it may not be updated yet, but it doesn't have a lot listed there. Pat's overpaying and everything. We the Goonies. Look up the Vikings. Man, who's a Vikings fan? Let me check it. Minnesota. You guys are looking at Alexander. I got you. You can't be talking no messy. They made it into the freaking playoffs. All right.
Someone joined our yard. Go hit that one.
All right, so I'm going to go through the Vikings. The Vikings have been making some moves, and they've let some people go. All right, so the Vikings got Jonathan Allen, inside defensive line from the Commanders. They got Ryan Kelly, center from the Colts. Sam Darnold, they let go of. He went to the Seahawks. Brian Murphy, they re-signed him. Ronnie Stanley, they re-signed, or it says they got Ronnie Stanley on here. Oh, wait. That's why. Hold up. Let me get Baltimore's off. There we go. All right. Vikings, Jonathan Allen from the Commanders. Ryan Kelly from the Colts. Sam Darnold went to the Seahawks. Brian Murphy, you re-signed. Aaron Jones, you re-signed. Johnny Munda, you let go of. He went to the Jaguars. Brett Rippon, they re-signed. Daniel Jones, he went to the Colts. Cam Bainum, he went to the Colts. Isaiah Rodgers, cornerback, you got from the Eagles. So that's 4 cornerbacks the Eagles have gotten rid of this year. Who's going to play cornerback for the Eagles? Who's going to play cornerback for the Eagles? That's 4 cornerbacks. You got literally Isaiah Rodgers, Darius Slay, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and Bradbury. How many cornerbacks does Philly have? All right, so you got Leroy Watson from the Titans. You got Will Fries from the Colts. You re-signed Ryan Wright. Jalen Redmond, you re-signed him. Henry Bird, you re-signed him. So that's what the Vikings have done. I'm going to look up the Lions here next. Yeah, J.J. McCarthy may be great, but the problem is nobody knows what J.J. McCarthy is going to be. It's a guess. Oh, so I'll look up the Jets after. I'm going to look up Detroit right now. Where is it? Detroit. There we go. Make sure you're not yelling. Been talking loud, Bubba. Come on. If you're going to yell or talk loud, go up to your room. All right. So the Lions let go of Carlton Davis to the Patriots. DJ Reed from the Jets, they signed. Marcus Davenport, they re-signed. Afatu Minifowu, the Lions let go to the Dolphins. Derek Barnes, linebacker, they signed. Natine Mati, they re-signed. Trevor Nowski, they re-signed. Maurice Norris, they re-signed. Michael Neese, they re-signed. So that's the Detroit. What up, Jose? What it do, brother? What it do? Welcome in. Welcome through. Hopefully everybody's having a blessed day. If you haven't already, tap that like button for your boy. Man, my thing over here is showing we ain't got no likes. I know that ain't true. I know y'all ain't leave me hanging on the like button too. All right, so now I'm gonna pull up the Jets. See what they've done so far this free agency. All right. Gotta get Detroit off of there. The Jets have been making some moves. Devontae Adams, they let go to the Rams. Hassan Reddick went to the Buccaneers. DJ Reed went to the Lions. Javon Kinlaw went to the Commanders. Morgan Moses went to the Patriots. They got Justin Fields from the Steelers. Andre Crisco, they got from the Jaguars. Brandon Stevens, they got from the Ravens. Jamie and Sherwood, they re-signed. Xavier Newman-Johnson, they re-signed. Tony Adams, re-signed. Urban Charles, re-signed. So that's the Jets. What up, Taylor? What it do? What it do? You seen the Najee trade? I have not seen a Najee trade. Let me go look. Pull it, see if I can pull something up. Can you get me my... Never mind.
When Teresa started to read me, I was like, when it's in the moment, it's all just happening.
That ice thing is full of ice in the dispenser, so it's jammed. Just so you know, you're going to get a ton of ice that comes out.
There's so many. Oh my god.
How many QBs have been injured there? Yo, Washington used to be the same way. It used to be where the quarterbacks went to die. Jets ain't doing shit. No, Jets let a lot of people go. Anthony Richardson, yeah, he should still be on the Colts. There another team that somebody wants me to look into?
No.
Najee Harris agrees to a 1-year, $9.5 million deal with the Chargers. Yeah, I see that here. That's high money. That's high money. For Najee Harris, 9.5. Najee Harris didn't do nothing. Najee Harris, let me go see Najee Harris' stats. Let me see. Can I pull up stats on here? There should be a way to pull up stats. Open link in new tab. Let me pull up Steelers stat line. AFC next 3: Bills, 1, 2, Pats, 3, Dolphins, 4, Jets. I think you might have 2 and 3 mixed up, Shroom, but you could be very correct. We'll have to see. All right, Jose. We'll see you when you get back. Look up the cards. Look up the Cardinals. All right, let me pull up the Cardinals over here. Arizona, where are you? Why is this not in alphabetical order? All right, there we go. Oh, it's got running back selected. All right, so Josh Sweat, y'all got from the Cardinals, picked up from the Eagles. Akeem Davis Gaither, they got from the Bengals. Evan Brown. All right, so hold up. Edge rusher Josh Sweat, linebacker Akeem Davis Gaither, and then center Evan Brown. They re-signed. Safety Aaron Brewer. They re-signed. Safety Joey Blunt. They re-signed. Tight end Travis Volek or Volkla. I probably butchered his name, but they re-signed him. So that is the Cardinals off-season transactions. Now I'm going to look into teams. I'm going to pull up Najee Harris' stat line because I don't think Najee Harris was all that in the bag of chips. I think he barely made it past the raisin cookie. Almost Super Bowl MVPs. They stacking up the runner-ups. They stacking up the runner-ups, Shrew. All right, let me pull up Najee Harris on here now. Where is he? They already take him off of here. Man, they already took him off. So let me just look up player. Najee Harris. Here, I'll just pull up his stats personally. All right, Najee Harris, 27, free agency 2026, 4 acquired seasons. He's got a 2025 salary cap charge of $5.25 million. Cash payout $5.25 million. Cash to cap ratio 1. Contract value is $5.25 million. Fully guaranteed $5.25 million. Contract ranking 19th out of 156 at running back. All right. Can we pull up his stats? We're only seeing money. Is it not going to... Oh, wait. Statistics. There we go. We got him. All right. So he's played 17 games, all 4 seasons. 2021, he had 83% of the snaps. He's lost snap count each season. He was 83 his rookie season, 83% of the snaps. And then he was 65% of the snaps, and then he was 53% of the snaps. And then last year he was 50% of the snaps. His rookie year, he had 7 touchdowns on a 3.9 average. He had 1,200 yards. His second year, he had 7 touchdowns, 3.8 average, 1,034 yards. The third season, he had 8 touchdowns, 4.1, so that's his best. And he ran for 1,035 with the 53% of the snaps. That was his best season. His last season, he had 6 touchdowns. He did 4.0, so he was right at the line for his average yards. He had 1,043. He only took up 50.4% of the snaps. And he had, all right, so how many receptions did he have? He had 0 touchdowns receiving last year or the year before. His first 2 years, he each had 3. So, yeah, he really ain't been. He's barely been 1,000-yard back. He's barely been 1,000-yard back. He has gotten decent amount of touchdowns, though. So, he's definitely a good red zone threat, I would say. I would say he's a home run hitter, but because he got good touchdown numbers. But that ain't the case because the yards are not indicative of that. He had 370 attempts his first year, 272 his second year, 255 his third year, and 265 last year. You agree, Cristiano Ronaldo? So, hey, leave Ronaldo out of this. Hopefully even longer, Nemo. Messi. Hopefully even longer. Yeah, Najee Harris is a solid backup, but he does have good touchdown numbers. So, like I said, that means to me that he was good in the red zone. Let me see what else I can pull up. It might be going down as we on the chair. Bro, Cowboys, you are Cowboys making good or bad moves. They're making good moves. If you compare this to last season, we're doing great. Last season we were doing nothing. So I'm happy that the Cowboys are going out of their way and actively actually bringing players in, period. Because normally the Cowboys are on vacation at this time. And the Cowboys fans are sitting there like this, twiddling our thumbs. We just twiddling our thumbs because we just watching other teams get better. At least this year, when players are leaving, we're replacing them. Now, Jordan Lewis, we have yet to replace. We do need to replace him. 15 minutes ago, Adam Schefter, Ravens signing wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. All right, so we'll play that clip. We'll play that clip real quick. About DeAndre going to the Ravens. Looks like DeAndre Hopkins had a 1-year, $6 million deal. It's not bad. About just what Nemo said. The video not going to play. I play football with my friends at Melissa. That's dope. Man, I've been living this life. For so long, Carnage. I just can't help it. News coming into the. It's loud.
Talk about hands. I'm talking about someone that could literally catch anything thrown his. For DeAndre Hopkins, and that's been confirmed by our Jonathan Jones. The 5-time Pro Bowler will join Lamar Jackson in Baltimore after spending.
And it was a figure of speech, Carnage.
And the Chiefs. Hopkins is the second most receiving yards of all active receivers, trailing just Julio Jones. By the way, hasn't played since 2023. So we'll call Hopkins the leading active receiver in the NFL. Russ Taylor with CBS Sports NFL analyst Emery Hunt.
You out, Shroom? You have a blessed night. We'll catch up with you later, brother. I know it's late for you. But yeah, I can't dog anything about DeAndre Hopkins. I was begging for the Cowboys the last couple seasons to go out and get him. Yes, sir. You have a blessed night, bro.
All right, DeAndre Hopkins to the Ravens. What do you make of that? All right, first, the positives. DeAndre Hopkins is a great receiver, future Hall of Famer, elite level hands. And when we're talking about hands, I'm talking.
Are we really calling him a future Hall of Famer at this point? Like, I know he's right there, but I don't know if he's pushed past that line yet. I like him, but
someone that could literally catch anything thrown his way. Now, with that being said, I feel like Lamar Jackson always gets after the guy was a pro. He had Michael Crabtree when he.
I agree with that statement. He did the same thing with Crabtree. He did the same thing with OBJ, and now DeAndre Hopkins. They sign these wide receivers too late. They bring them in when they're. It's almost a cowboy-like move. The Ravens have been known to bring these wide receivers in after their prime and think that they're going to get their prime out of them. And it doesn't pan out. OBJ didn't pan out. as he said with the other guy that I just mentioned, who went back and forth with Richard Sherman all the time. After his prime, didn't help him. Will this actually help him? Is DeAndre Hopkins past his prime?
He wasn't Michael Crabtree anymore.
I love the Cowboys too.
Anymore. Let's hope what we saw from DeAndre Hopkins in the Super Bowl was an anomaly, and he still has a lot more left to give out there.
No, they weren't calling Lamar a Hall of Famer right now, Carnage. They were calling DeAndre Hopkins a Hall of Famer on this network, CBS Sports HQ. He called DeAndre Hopkins a Hall of Famer. And I said, I don't know if DeAndre Hopkins has broken that line yet. I like him, but I don't know.
Side of things, what that does, it does give Baltimore a legitimate option at receivers to where folks have to focus on. You have to still account for DeAndre Hopkins, which opens things up for Zay Flowers, which opens things up for Rashad Bateman.
He is a first-team All-Pro 3 times, 2017, 18, and 19. But that was 6 years ago. He hasn't been an All-Pro for 6 years.
Even it opens things up for those.
You out, Emma?
So if
you out, Emma? You have a blessed day, girl.
Hopkins can be half of what he has been in his career. This is a net positive for Lamar Jackson in that Ravens passing game. But I just hope this is not a Julio Jones in Philadelphia situation. Those type of receivers that you kind of see on the back end of your career, I don't want to see that for.
Nobody wants to see that for anybody, Julio Jones or DeAndre Hopkins. But we'll see how DeAndre Hopkins does in Charm City with the Ravens, a 1-year deal for $6 million with Baltimore. That's Emery Hunt.
All right, I'm going to listen to this clip with 105.3 The Fan here. It's David Hellman on the Cowboys bargain hunt in the free agency. Again, I disagree with it a little bit on this year. We're doing better than we've done any other year. So let's see what Hellman has to say.
We're tracking it. Cowboys continuing to make smaller moves, and our next guest will help us discuss.
We got Brian Broaddus on the radio too.
NFL on Fox joining us now.
Bobby Bell.
Good afternoon, sir. How the heck?
I don't know if Bobby Bell's on there.
I'm doing great, guys. It's good to be on with you. How's it going?
It's okay. You know how.
No, you don't get to have comments, back shots. You have no comments if it's for kids. You won't have any live comments. Justin Tucker, yeah, I agree, Carnage. But no, yeah, they were calling DeAndre Hopkins a Hall of Famer, and I just don't know that he's broken that barrier yet. I think he had a great career early on. I think he's been a phenomenal receiver. I like him personally, but he is 6 years removed from being an All-Pro. All right, we're going to play this.
How it goes here is, I feel like we've been doing this for a decade now. I think Greg Hardy was the last signing of an outside.
I wouldn't make it for kids because you're not going to be able to get comments. You're going to want to make it for you're going to get kids in it anyways. I don't make mine for kids, and we get younger people in it still. But you want to do, all right, so back shots. The difference between doing lives and making videos and edits. All right, so edits and videos can bring you a lot of subs, and they can bring you subs fast. But that's all it's going to do is bring you subs. Going live is different in the manner that you are actually building a community. Because these people now can relate with you. They can actually engage with you, and you get more of a You build much more of a culture with live streams. But, yeah, you want to go for the adult button for sure.
Team of any significance, and that was still a pretty small one. But what do you make of this approach, David? Is there any way, like playing devil's advocate, maybe they're kind of getting it right by plucking off some of these bargain free agents into $5 to $6 million?
I think it's a high possibility that they are getting it right, but we will see.
Dollarine.
I don't feel particularly inclined to play devil's advocate for something that you're right. We've seen play out for a decade now. I mean, the names change, the strategy remains the same. Like on the surface, it's all defensible. You know, plugging up your depth chart, signing guys who can play a role for you, but like you're hoping that your drafted players are better than them. Like that's what the Cowboys do is they sign free agents that can play a role, but the hope is that their homegrown guys are, you know, take those jobs and are the better guys that you can rely on.
What it do? What it do? Team Mac, welcome in the room. Welcome back, brother. Team Mac, have you been here since we've had the new platform? We getting better, brother. We trying to get this content better and better. Man, just wait. I'm saving up. The computer will be coming. We saving it up. That's just my scratch-off earnings. I risk it all on them scratch-off tickets and bring it back with them scratch-off tickets. I make it rap with them scratch-off tickets. I fill my back with them off tickets. Huh? Well, you better watch your mouth. Use that D-I-E word on my live stream. All right. Looking really nice. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we trying to get this thing the best we can. Once I get it up on a computer, they're going all right. Somehow we're losing some subs. I don't know how or why. We'll get them back. We'll get subs back. They'll come and they'll go. But once I actually get this platform where I'm actually on a computer and off my phone, I'm going to be able to do so much more stuff. This audio that you're listening to, I'll be able to bring it in and there'll be an image and you'll actually get to watch the audio and video of it as we're doing it and we can react to it together even. It'll be great. I'll be able to do call-in, whether it's video call-in or just audio call-in. We'll be able to do a bunch of different things. So it's just going to keep getting better from here. We got the platform that I've been trying to get for a while now. We got it up and going so that we have an intro. I'm not going to play the intro right now because people don't like it when it gets played midstream. But we even have a nice new intro countdown to me. I got an outro video that it needs some work. But yeah, the channel's growing.
Why is it our
right? Exactly, T-Mac. That's what I'm saying.
Defend it after a decade of
football season should bring even more into the community for sure.
Hoping that your drafted players are better than them. Like that's what the Cowboys do is they sign free agents that can play a role. But the hope is that their homegrown guys are, you know, take those jobs and are the better guys that you can rely on.
Hey, you guys know that little image next to your name, you can change that image. I think there's like 4 or 5 images that you can change and pick from, I believe. Or maybe that's for different levels of the actual, that might be different levels of the membership. Never mind, I might be wrong. You're crazy. You crazy, Carnage. But you ain't lying.
Why is it our responsibility to be excited about that or defend it after a decade of this strategy producing at best?
See, but this is where I kind of disagree with David Hellman. I don't think this is the same strategy. I think this strategy is different. I think that the Cowboys are doing things differently. Because like I said, at this time, any other season, after the 90s, the Cowboys are not doing anything relative to this in free agency or signing their players back this early. So it's absolutely crazy. And man, I've already done. It's crazy. We already closing in on 2 hours. We're gonna have to end this thing soon. I'm gonna play some more of this video and then we'll get up off of here. Because we were only supposed to go for an hour and a half. We already out an hour and 41 minutes. But man, that's just because y'all make this so much fun. I love my community. Y'all are awesome. Let's get back into this clip.
Disappointing results. Maybe not outright bad. Cowboys have made some free agent signings that truly worked out in this period, to be fair to them. But the end result is not anything that is overriding, and I'm not going to put my name on trying to sell that hope. Because you're right.
No, yes. I will agree that this off-season signings aren't ones that are really going to give us fans a ton of hope. But if you know what the team is trying to do and you see how they're building it, I think that things are looking up, especially opposed to last year. So I'm going to give the team some kind of kudos and encouragement to hope that they continue on this trajectory and that they also only get better from here.
Greg Hardy, which I'm glad you said that.
Why is he bringing up the Greg Hardy pick? Ain't that like 8 years ago, 10 years ago?
And people bring up Greg Hardy as the last big signing, but even that was, I don't remember the details of it off the top of my head.
Greg Hardy, I guess you could say he was a big signing. He was a waste of a signing, for one. And for two, I don't think it was really that big of a signing either.
But it was like a $6.5 million signing that had incentive bonuses per week and with sack milestones built in. So even the big money was all contingent on how he produced, obviously, because he was radioactive because nobody else in the league wanted him. So even giving
nobody else wanted Greg Hardy because of his off-field antics and his DAs. He was always going to court for DA. If you know what DA is, it's the domestic, assault. But, why are we bringing up Greg Hardy? Because he was an okay signing, and it was like 8 years ago.
Boys, credit for that is a bit of a reach, in my opinion.
I will say Greg Hardy had phenomenal talent. He had a bad attitude and couldn't keep himself out of trouble. And he barely even got to play for us.
It's been more than a decade, I would say. It's probably been Brandon Carr since they were really willing to do anything in free agency that is worth really having a deep conversation about.
You know, what's crazy is the Cowboys are maybe one of only a few teams in the entire world that even as all this is going on, they're still getting the best ratings in the league. Like, what is their impetus for this?
And that is why we are America's team. Because even though we are shopping in the middle to the bottom of the barrel of the bargains, we get the most relevancy. We get the most viewership. We get the most TV time. The TV is going to talk about this and the Cowboys moves over and over again on every network and every show because it draws ratings.
To change, how do we get there? Because it's sad to observe it, knowing that there's still millions and millions of people that are going to anxiously tune in every Sunday and keep this business plan rolling just fine for the Jones boys.
You know what? And it's a weird spot to live, and I feel like people try to pin you into one or two camps during this time of year where I would be equally offended if the Cowboys were one of these sorry teams that was out spending $300 million in free agency. And they have a point when they say that the worst teams are the ones that typically have to resort to that. But, God, I'm such a broken record. I've been saying this, going all the way back to when I worked.
Man, make sure y'all don't forget, tap that like and subscribe button if you have not already.
I've been saying it for a long time. You got to find some kind of middle ground between doing too much and electing to do nothing at all. When will it change the way people perceive the team? I think it's a phenomenal question, and obviously they are still such a popular team. I work for Fox now. I I can tell you how valuable the Cowboys name is to a company like Fox, even after, even after the Green Bay game, even after all of the last 10 years, it's still such a valuable property. And I spend a lot of time wondering, like, inside the Cowboys conference rooms, when they look at their data and trends and all that type of stuff, how many years are we out from them being worried about losing their grip on that? You could convince me it's soon. You could also convince me that it could go on for another 30 years like this before something changed drastically. I don't completely know the answer, and I often wonder, how they feel about it and how concerned they are behind closed doors, or maybe they aren't at all. Who knows?
Dave, of the deals that happened yesterday, I know you were firing off some spicy tweets, but I think the one that annoyed me the most was Dre Greenlaw. 3 years, 35 mil, 27 years old, in the prime of his career.
I would have took Dre Greenlaw, but that was too rich for the Cowboys. But I thought that would have been a good move to bring him over here and help out with the linebacking core. I could just imagine Dre Greenlaw with Micah Parsons in front of him, rushing the passer, and then when DeMarvion Overshawn comes back, those two together. Now, I like Maris Luafau. I think Maris Luafau is going to be a phenomenal linebacker for us. I think that there's high upside for him. He's actually Puka Nakua's cousin, too. But I think he's a great linebacker for us, and I think that it's just going to get better. But the spot with Damone Clark coming in for DeMarvion Overshawn is what scares me.
Looked like he was pretty healthy.
And that's where I would have wanted Trey Greenlaw.
Games that he played last year off the injury. I'm like, if the Cowboys not have gotten in on this one, linebacker's a pretty big need. Were there any other ones that stood out to you like, I would like the Cowboys to be in on this?
Yeah, and that goes back to my point, and it's a good one. Again, I don't want you to go give Dan Moore $80 million over 4 years. I think that's insane. But Robert Spillane, phenomenal run and hit linebacker from the Raiders. He's a Patriot now. I think it was 3 years, $37 million. Greenlaw.
That would have been a good pickup.
I got something similar. I mean, these are really good linebackers.
And you're talking around the 15 million mark. It's not bad.
Greenlaw, I know he had the injury, but Greenlaw is one of the the heartbeats of that San Francisco team that's taken it to Dallas so many times over the last 5 or 6 years. When you get a guy like that for money that's not even top 5 at the position, what's the defense for not being willing to do that? Another name that jumped out to me, and again, like, these aren't crazy splashy signings. Pat Jones is a phenomenal rotational piece for the Minnesota Vikings, who was a big piece of the number 1 defense in the league last year. He got 2 years, $20 million. Leonard,
not $10 million a year. That's it. I mean, these names are players that we could have brought in that would have been good players for us for not overpayment.
Floyd just signed. He was just cut by the Niners, immediately picked up by Atlanta for 1 year, $10 million.
And we talked a little bit about that. Leonard Floyd, they got dropped off by the Niners and immediately picked up by the Falcons.
I bet you that's not all completely guaranteed. So that's an edge rusher that you could probably have a lot of fun with on the opposite side of Micah Parsons if DeMarcus Lawrence is going to come back, and you're not breaking the bank to get a guy like that. There's stuff like that all over the league if you're willing to look. Nobody wants the Cowboys to be fishing at the top of the market, but
I can't say that. I would kind of like to see the Cowboys do a little fishing at the top of the market. All these deep ocean fishing catches that we're pulling in free agency, I would like some to be skimmed up the top. Like, come on.
Cowardice to spend any sort of competitive money defies explanation at this point.
David Hellman, NFL on Fox, here with you on the fan.
Carnage, you're a fool. Flip, flop,
when we look at really who gets the blame for being, so impotent around free agency, this really comes back to Stephen Jones, doesn't it? And the more in control of this he has become as Jerry has gotten older, the more conservative the team has become.
Yeah, I know that's the popular thing to say. I struggle to definitively lay things on somebody's feet when I'm not privy to it. I'd say it's fair to say Steven has more day-to-day say-so than he did a decade ago, but
we know Steven Jones is the one making most of the calls right now. He's the one that's in the interviews all the time. We didn't even see Jerry Jones for over a month. That's not like Jerry Jones. And in the last couple of months, Steven Jones not only lost his vice president of player personnel title, he gained co-owner title. He never had the co-owner title on his name before. Now he has co-owner. I bet it was, Carnage. You ain't lying.
You absolutely know Jerry is a prideful enough man that he's not going to let too many important things happen without him having some sort of say-so. You throw Will McClay into the mix, obviously he's climbed ever higher in that organization. He gets a title change and a raise every so often, and well-deserved, by the way. But the more established he becomes, you would imagine he has a louder voice, especially when you bring in a new head coach like Brian Schottenheimer. You would imagine you want a first-time head coach leaning on a guy like Will McClay, maybe more than a Mike McCarthy did. So I know Steven takes a lot of crap for that. I'm sure some of it is deserved, but I hesitate to lay it all at one guy. When you're talking about the Cowboys' power structure is very unique. When you're talking about
not even over here plugged in.
Will McClay as well, and then throw in a head coach. I mean,
yeah, it's awfully quiet right now, Nemo, for sure.
Trying to assign everything to one person.
Dave, after having lived and worked in that building there with DallasCowboys.com, now you're a couple of years West Coast, you're with Fox Sports. Has your perception or thinking towards the Cowboys changed at all?
What's good, Sarah? Welcome in, welcome in.
I don't think so, really. It's funny. I bring this anecdote up all the time, but I think the perception I've been working off of for a while. I know a lot of people point to the Packer loss a couple of seasons ago, but really, I remember.
Mom didn't ask you if it was yours. You were playing with it too. You're gonna help, Witten.
My last full season with.
We didn't ask. You're gonna help.
The team was 20.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Hopefully you are as well, Sarah.
San Francisco, and the Niners were obviously a good team. They got to the NFC title game that year, and a lot of people heading into that game thought they might beat Dallas. It's not like it was this crazy upset that nobody predicted, but I just remember thinking that was the year Trayvon Diggs had all the picks, and Micah burst onto the scene, and Dak was phenomenal, and they still, CD and Amari Cooper were both balling, and they just got their asses kicked in their first playoff game. And I just remember thinking, man, I don't know what it's going to take, but this ain't it. And they've continued.
We lacked a running game then as well, and we lacked being able to stop the run. All three of those 12-5 seasons, we were not able to run the ball. We were not able to stop the run. We were always a soft front runner team. We always needed to play with the lead. We needed to dictate the game, because if other teams were able to run the ball in ground and pound and play physical football, the Cowboys would get a loss. And that's how those 5 losses happened every one of those 3 seasons. The Cowboys could not play with the good physical teams because they didn't have a ground and pound or a way to stop the ground and pound. So the Cowboys struggled to compete with those teams. All 3 of those seasons. If you go look at all 3 of those seasons, we went 12-5. Go look at all 5 of the teams that we lost to those 3 seasons. All those teams ran the ball heavy. Ran the ball heavy on us.
Continued to not really try to pivot too much from their philosophy.
Carnage, you're a fool.
So it's been a good 4 or 5 years at this point where I've been pretty disillusioned with the way the Cowboys do things, and honestly, I felt that way before I got a ton of distance on the team. So I would actually say it hasn't changed all that much, really.
Which position group has you most concerned right now, Dave?
in light of the, I mean, there's a few. I would say I'm pretty nervous about receiver behind CD. I know they re-signed Turp, but I think you got to do more to fill out that depth chart.
I agree. I agree.
In light of the Jordan Lewis news, and I know they're not.
He's falling right in line with exactly what I said yesterday, guys. Cornerback and wide receiver. Wide receiver being first, cornerback being second. Those are our biggest needs of concern.
Playing a game this weekend. I know they got all the time in the world to fix it, but when you consider Trayvon Diggs, we'll see what his availability looks like. Jordan Lewis is out the door. That cornerback depth chart starts to look awfully thin, and you remember what it looked like at times last year with having to pull guys off the practice squad. That's a rough world to live in, and cornerback is kind of one of those positions where if you don't have somebody by the time the draft's over with, you might be in deep trouble.
And we need to pick up a cornerback. I don't even know who's out there right now for cornerback. Let me pull up real quick who's out there for free agent cornerbacks. How is she getting too personal? Asking how everybody's doing. You're a fool. I'm gonna pull it up though real quick. Let this play. Let this audio play through as I do it.
If I had to answer it today, I'd probably say cornerback.
Dave, is there any positions in the draft that you would double dip if you're the Cowboys?
And unfortunately, in my current job, I'm not as dialed in on the draft as I was when we were doing our thing together. I think the easy answer is I just know how loaded the running back position is, and even with Javonte Walker signing on, which I actually, to give him some credit, like I like that signing. It's
Javonte Williams.
Bad money.
Correction, his name's not Javonte Walker. It's Javonte Williams.
He's been productive when he's healthy. He can do a variety of things for you, but I'm still trying to fill out that depth chart in the draft. I mean, I would like the Cowboys to spend one of their first 3 picks on a running back, and then if you want to go back on day 3, I think it was in 2019 they double dipped with Tony Pollard and Mike Weber. I'd love to see something similar where you take a 2nd or 3rd round pick and pair them with a 6th or 7th round pick, whatever it is, and then those 2 guys plus Javonte Walker. I think I'd feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I think when you mentioned the cornerback spot, there's another one I think I would look at. It just seems like to be a lot of depth at the, and I think that's one of those things where they're going to wake up one day and they're going to go, they just don't have anything. I mean, they don't have anything. They have Bland and really.
Yeah, it ain't been exciting, but it's been more exciting for the Cowboys than it has in previous years, for sure.
Excited or happy to see them take at 12.
I mean, you got to think if you're a Cowboys fan, normally
they would do it, Dave. I don't think they would.
We're not doing anything at all. Normally, we're not doing anything at all right now. So at least we're getting some kind of action because we're used to nothing. So anything right now is better than the nothing we were getting. All right, so I'm going to look here real quick, see what cornerbacks are unrestricted and restricted free agents. Travarius Ward, Jonathan Jones, Stephon Gilmore, Rasul Douglas, Mike Hilton, Jeff Okudah, Shaquille Griffin, Tre'Davious White is out there. That's a name that I would look for. Jonathan Jones and Travarius Ward might be a little too expensive, but Tre'Davious White, that's a good name. Mike Hughes, Michael Davis, Christian Fulton, Isaac Yadam, Eric Stokes, Emmanuel Mosley, Corey Ballantyne, Avonte Maddox, Serene Neal, Asante Samuel Jr., Andre Jackson, Chris Boyd, Tyree Thomas, Fabian Moreau, Khalid Dorsey. Where'd it go? Antonio Hamilton, Noah Igbenogby, Benjamin St. Juice, Kendall Vildor, Michael Jackson Sr., Akello Witherspoon, Cameron Sutton, Daniel Worley, Troy Hill, Eli Apple, Artie Burns, Rock Yo-Sin, Miles Bryant, Bryce Hall, James Pierce. Another name I can't read, David Long, Kendall Sheffield. There's a long list. I wouldn't really go down past where I went. But those are the names that I would look at for cornerback. Yeah, he may just not have been put on here yet. I think I did read about him on the Colts. You're right. But it's just on here as restricted and unrestricted. And Osman, it's because the free agency doesn't really start until tomorrow. They can't sign the deal until after the 12th. So until the 12th hits, they're going to still show up on the free agency market because we're just in the legal tampering period right now. Until the 12th hits, which is tomorrow at noon, then they'll be able to actually sign the deals. They can't sign the deals right now. Everything is a promise note. All these deals being done, these are all promise notes until tomorrow. And then they'll all be official. So that's why he's showing up on the free agency, Osman. But yeah, guys, man, I went a whole half hour over my limit today. I need to go get some heat on my neck, try to get my neck not being so tight and hurt and in pain. Hopefully y'all have a blessed day. Tomorrow I'll be off, but I'll be putting up any shorts that come across for updates in free agency. I may drop a pre-made video depending, but we'll have to see. I definitely will be doing the shorts for all the free agency updates, continuing.
Why are you on my phone? I'm seeing all the pictures of me.
Messy. But if I can keep myself on track with just doing my actual work and actually just focusing on the content, see, a lot of times my lives do get a little jumbled, but that's because I want to engage with my community. I want to build with you guys. I want y'all to be and feel involved in the stream. And that may be what drives some people away, that I'm not just focusing solely on the content that I'm trying to, but this is authentically me. So it just is how it is. And then maybe it'll grow and get better. I'm hoping in that manner. But yeah, we're going to be cutting this here right at this moment, guys. Hopefully y'all stay blessed. Make everything great on purpose. And we will see you guys later.